Welcome back to Made for More. I am Holly J. Moore. I am a divorce lawyer who is passionate about helping all of us to use the adversity and really difficult things in our life to grow and show up as the best versions of ourselves. I am joined today and every day by my producer, Aaron Bender.
And we are joined by birds. Are those birds on your jacket?
Oh, yes, they are.
That just literally rolled off the tongue there. Talking Cardi B and Offset today.
Yes, we are. Yes, that's why I have my birds because, I didn't even know about the thing until you told me this morning.
It's like a cold pigeon in New York City.
I've known about it for, 10, 15 years, and I cannot do what you're doing right now.
Oh.
Just like
I'm a natural. Oh my God, you're terrible. You were literally terrible.
I sound like a sick bird.
You do.
If we're going by Cardi B's description.
Yes,
but
yes.
in Glam earlier, we were talking like, what's going on with the celebrities?
Yes.
And you're like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
Cardi B and Offset.
Yes.
What's happening?
I don't know that I was that dramatic about it.
Hey,
but
we amp everything up. Everything goes to 11 here.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
fine.
You're right.
It's fine.
You're right. Yes.
I'm a complete nerd off camera here. But here, I'm just cool.
I was going to say, wait, and you're saying you're not a nerd on camera? Okay.
We are the best people, by the way, to be talking about Cardi B and our guy Offset.
Are we?
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Well, so the thing I think is potentially interesting to me, maybe not to anybody else, but to me in that whole scenario is the fact that he's asking for spousal support from her. And I'm one of those people that read the comments under the Instagram stuff. I do not read my own comments. I will tell you that much. I was traumatized by that in the past. And since about a year ago, I try not to really ever read the comments under my Instagram stuff. But on other Instagram posts, I read the comments. And what I think is just so interesting is so many people are just outraged that he's requesting spousal support from her. And let me ask you, Aaron, do you think it's because he's a man requesting spousal support? Do you think it's because, he apparently has cheated on her their entire relationship and that's what the outrage is? What say you?
What say I? I think,
Yes.
honestly, it's the perception you talked about initially is that, why is the dude asking for spousal support from the woman in the relationship? And I think also this has to do, if we were doing the podcast at the time that Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen were getting their divorce, I think probably still to this day, even with his broadcasting contracts and other things, she's still worth more than he is.
Is
Or
she?
at least, I think her net worth for his entire career was much greater than his because of, her supermodeldom.
Yeah.
And I think there was talk at the time of maybe Tom should ask for support.
Did he? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. I didn't pay attention until I met you. So, but it was interesting though that conversation.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Everybody's thinking poor Gisele, poor Gisele. No.
Yeah.
No. The opposite of poor.
Yeah. Well, so, mostly I represent high net worth men. So it's not often that I run into the issue, but I have in my career run into the issue where my client is a man and he is the lower earner. And we do have the discussion around should we request spousal support from the wife? And I will tell you what I always say, just I guess because I've got litigation and strategy running through my veins at all times.
I did not expect that.
I didn't expect it either. We're just going with it.
Not in the script.
But I always think you have to get leverage where you can. And so I'm like, of course we're requesting that. Maybe we don't end up with it, but we need it as a leverage point. But I will tell you this, men psychologically have a very hard time with it. I wonder if Offset was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And people advised him and was like, oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
We're talking, I don't want to put numbers to it, but you know what? I will ask you to put numbers to it. When we talk about high net worth couples, high net worth individuals, and they're asking for support, what kinds of numbers are we talking about that Offset is considering?
Yeah, I mean, it's just completely dependent upon income and marital standard of living. So who knows what the real story of that is.
But you've seen it like
Yeah.
in the tens of thousands a month, in the hundreds of thousands a month.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Yes, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Those were the numbers I was thinking of, but I'm like,
Yes.
no, that sounds crazy, but I'm also not Offset. I'm also not married to Cardi B or was
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever the
and
case.
if you've been used to living a lifestyle that costs, let's just say, $1 million a month or $5 million a month, and then you split up from that person who's generating that income that allows for that lifestyle, I mean, you're going to be pretty grumpy about that. And you're going to want to be able to maintain that $5 million a month lifestyle. And in order to do that, I mean, that is the function of spousal support.
If we go back to what you were talking about, where men are hesitant or resistant to asking for support, can you put a percentage to, okay, of the 10 clients I have advised to go for support, how many say yes, either right away or with some resistance, but they get there eventually, and how many were like, no, that's just not happening? Well, why not? I'm the guy.
Yeah, well, so I will tell you this, 100% have followed my advice. Because why wouldn't they?
Right.
Why hire me if you're not going to do what I say? But I could maybe almost say 100% also, if not 100, very close to it, have actually not ended up with a monthly spousal support payment. Because again, I tell them we need to use it as leverage. So let's just say, for example, what they really might want is to keep their own retirement intact. And that's the important thing to them. And they're like, I don't want to ask for spousal support, but I really want to keep my retirement intact. Very common with like firemen, cops, those types of
pensions and things.
Right. The retirement is everything to them. So I tell them, okay, great. That's good. I'm glad I understand your goals. We're going to request spousal support. And then at the end, because she's going to be so desperate to get out of that spousal support obligation that is currently on the table, we're going to exchange it for your entire pension or something like that. Because the other thing too is, I'm always looking out for my client's best interest, whether it's right now or in the future. I mean, my job is to sort of look into the future and also look beyond just the legal technicalities of things. And so, the men that have a hard time requesting spousal support, like in my perception, in my view, if I make them request it and they get that check every month, it's like every month it's some sort of reminder that they're not the man that they thought they were or something. I mean, that's what goes on in their mind. It's not that I agree with that or think that, but I think that's how they're thinking about it. And I certainly don't want them to get a reminder each and every month of whatever story they have in their head about what that might be. So I'm like, no, let's use this for the ultimate goal. I mean, I'm very big on winning the war, not the battles. So it's like we put this out there on the table. We can use it as leverage for something that you actually care about, something that actually feels good to you to be able to say, I won this thing. I can keep my pension intact or whatever the thing is. It could be a house. It could be not having to pay a debt or, it's totally case specific. But that's how I look at the situation. So I am not at all outraged that Offset is requesting spousal support from Cardi B. I'm sure it doesn't feel great to be Cardi B, but I think it's a smart legal strategy. So whether you're requesting spousal support or paying spousal support, you're still made for more.
I don't know how you nail it every time.
Every time. Boom. Do you want to know a fun fact about all my wealthiest clients, what they have in common?
Absolutely, yes.
They all own actual gold bars.
Wait, like actual
Actual
those
gold
giant
bars.
Scrooge McDuck bars?
So in real life, and I actually know this, because I own some gold bars, but I also actually know this because one of my last things that I did for my most favorite client of all times, but he was also the most wealthiest client I had ever represented, is the last thing I did in his divorce was deliver to him his portion of the gold bars that had been in the safety deposit box at the bank.
Whoa.
And so, you always think of gold bars as like on, like what Scrooge had on the cartoons. They don't actually look like that. But it's true. All my wealthiest clients actually own gold bars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the best investments over time is gold. And that's where Birch Gold comes in, can help you roll over your IRA into gold or silver. Much more about that in the link in our show notes.
A prenuptial agreement, or sometimes called a premarital agreement, is an agreement that two parties enter into before they get married that basically chooses to deviate from state law. It assigns rights and responsibilities regarding assets and debts that are acquired during the marriage. Some common misconceptions about prenups are, one, that they basically doom the marriage to failure, or that it's really planning to divorce, and neither of those things are true. But the real value of a prenup is talking about and creating rules around how the things that you acquire during the marriage are going to be characterized. A prenup can protect things like art collections, real estate portfolios, businesses, all those types of assets. The ideal timeline to get a prenup is not 2 weeks before the wedding. The final version of a prenup has to be presented to the parties 7 days before they actually sign it. So there's like a 7-day waiting period. As soon as you get engaged, you should seek a lawyer's advice and counsel on a prenup and start the process then, because the closer the prenup is signed to the wedding, the more likely that the court is going to think there was some sort of duress involved in that person signing it, and they have to prove that the prenup was signed voluntarily in order for them to be enforced. At Moore Family Law Group, we represent a lot of high-profile people, celebrities, professional athletes, business tycoons. If you already have a lot of assets, or you think you're going to be acquiring a lot of assets during your marriage, we are the best ones to protect that for you and help you make your marriage stronger. Call Moore Family Law Group today.